So here I am sharing my screen with you guys. Today I'm going to show you how you can integrate RepeatMD with HighLevel. RepeatMD is a solution done by Ageless. And in this app, they provide an experience that you give your name, your phone, your email. You take a picture of yourself and it generates a picture based on the outcome that you want to. So you choose the service that you want, like Botox or Diolaze, whatever service you want, and then it gives you a before and after picture. So it's really nice. And the integration that we have here allows us to send leads straight to a CRM. And of course, if you are on this channel, you know that we talk about HighLevel here. And for that, they provide you two options. Actually, it's three because that's the one I'm going to show you. But they have Caragon, and they say it's recommended. Probably get some sort of commission. I'm not sure. But Caragon is an automation tool, just like Zapier. The only difference that Caragon is a HIPAA-compliant automation software. So because they support PHI, they even say right here PHI, which is personal health information. Their prices are high. So if you see their monthly pricing right here, for 200 workflow runs, that means that 200 leads coming in, you pay $149. For 2,000 runs, it's $399. It's $399. If you want 20,000 runs, it's $1,499, and they have a custom plan as well. Of course, if you pay annually, you can save quite a lot. So you would pay $1,188 per year on the starter plan. On Zapier, they also have a free plan. On Zapier, they also have a monthly fee. And if you want to pay monthly, you're looking at the $29 per month price. You can do multi-step here. You can have the premium apps. It supports webhooks. But the goal here is not to give you another subscription. If you are using HighLevel, you can sign up for the HIPAA subscription, which is $297 a month. And if you are curious to know how that looks like, let me open my account here. When you sign up for the HIPAA subscription, all of your accounts, you're gonna see you have this option right here at the bottom. So whenever subscribed, that means that the account is active on the HIPAA. So if you send webhooks through HighLevel, that means you also protect. You also have a layer of protection on top of that information. And also, when you click on the webhooks and see the information that's provided here, that's not a lot of medical information. We have the patient's name, last name, phone, email, zip code. In some of the other actions here, we have a budget that people put, right? Whenever they are going through that experience, whenever they're going through the wizard where they give information and they take their own pictures, they also provide a budget there. And for each one of these events happening in RepeatMD, in the app, we can send information to HighLevel. And what we're going to do is, for every contact submission, we're going to send a lead to HighLevel. For every consult requested, which is a booking requested, we're going to send that to HighLevel. The after images generated, we're going to send that to HighLevel as well. And wellness image generated, all of these events, we're going to send that to HighLevel, and we're going to reflect that into a pipeline. So if someone just fill out the contact form, they will be on the first stage of our pipeline. If they have requested a booking, they will be on the different stage. And for after images and wellness images, I'll add to a different stage as well. So that's the plan here, and that's what we're going to do from this moment on. So now it's time to create the webhook. So in this screen right here, I'm gonna click on Add Webhook. I'm gonna click on Custom right here, and the name is going to be Integration with HighLevel. Here I'm gonna paste the inbound webhook. To get the inbound webhook, I'm going to the sub account. I'm gonna click on automation right here. I'm going to create a folder for RepeatMD integration. And here I'm gonna create a workflow, start from scratch. In here, I start with the inbound webhook here. So the first thing that we see here, if this is a premium trigger, that means that for every execution, you will pay 1 cent of a dollar. So if you have 1,000 leads coming in, you will pay $10 within that period. But there is one alternative, which is getting the workflow pro plan, which allows you to have 10,000 executions for $13. This is my markup price. The original price is $10, but you also have 30,000 executions for $33. The original price is $25. And you also have the 65,000 executions. I'm selling here for $65, but the original price is $50. So you do have an option to get these executions for a lower price. It's even cheaper than a Caragon or a Zapier subscription, right? So this is what we have as alternative. If your volume is not that high, if you have 100 leads, you're gonna pay $1. If you have 200 leads, you're gonna pay $2. So if you do have a high volume, I would consider signing up for one of the workflow prop links. Here is where I can get the link. So I'm gonna get this URL. I'm gonna go back to RepeatMD. I'm gonna paste it here and I'm gonna select all the events. I'm gonna select after image generated. I'm gonna select booking requested, new contact, wellness image, and now I'm gonna click on create webhook. There we go. And you will notice that if I go back here and I try to save this trigger, it won't let me because I need to send a test first. I need to have a sample payload first before I save it. So here on RepeatMD, I already see that I have the option to send a test here. So I'm gonna click on test sent, and now we can go back here. We can click on fetch sample request. We can see we received one for each event. So after image generated, we can see right there. We can see booking request right there. New patient contact we see right there as well. And the wellness image generated. All the 4 events we have mapped here. So now we can click on save trigger. So now I'm just gonna rename it. I'm gonna click on save trigger. And now it already shows me the create contact action. But I'm not gonna do that right away because there's a possibility that the contact already exists in our database. And for that, what we're going to do is to delete this. We're going to use the find contact action. Okay, now we have the action find contact. To set up this action, we need to find this contact based on something. So the first parameter that we're going to use is email. You can choose phone as well. It doesn't really matter. If the phone is the most important information for your business, choose phone first. If email is more important for you, choose email first. Either way, we're going to look for the email. If we cannot find it, we're going to look for a contact with the phone number. Then if we cannot find it, any of them, then we create a contact. If we find the contact based on email or based on phone, we do have the actions that are going to happen with existing contact, okay? So first, we're going to do email, and I'm going to use the webhook parameter. So here we go to data, we see email right here, right? So every webhook that gets here, we're going to find a contact that has the email from that webhook. So if it's me, it's going to look for a contact with my email there. And when I save action, I have 2 branches. One for the contact that is found, one for the contact that's not found. To make this easier, I'm gonna put find contact by email, all right? And here we're going to do the same. I'm gonna copy this action, paste it here. We're gonna do phone. I'm gonna change this to phone. I'm gonna choose the variable for the phone here. There we go, find contact by phone. And this is basically it. So the webhook gets here, you're gonna find the contact by email. If we cannot find it, we're gonna find the contact by phone. If we cannot find it, then we create a contact. And we're gonna create a contact using first name that we see on the webhook. So data, you see first name right here, the last name, data, last name. We have also phone, email, there's zip code as well. There's a date, time. The date time is the time that happened. We don't need to know exactly the time that contact was created because it's going to happen right away. So we already have that information. Let's see what other information that we have here. Person ID, platform ID, assessment ID. If those things mean anything, I need to talk with the client to see if I can translate this to any information inside the system. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. The budget, can add that to the opportunity. And basically, if it is a booking request, then I do wanna save that date and time. I do wanna save. One of the things I could even do is to actually book an appointment, but we're not using the calendars here, but it's one of the things that we could do. But in this case, that's pretty much it. We have the first name, we have the last name, we have the phone, we have the email, we have the zip code, and the budget is gonna go to the opportunity. So we're gonna finish this. Create contact. Hell yeah. All right. So we have create contact. And remember, we have actions for the contact. So we have most of the information here. The only thing that's missing is the source, right? We need to know the source. That's the whole point here. So the contact source, I'm going to add RepeatMD. So now that we have this basic structure, we're going to add the other actions because we need to update our pipeline. So what I'm going to do here is to use the action find opportunity. I'm going to choose the pipeline for new leads. New lead pipeline, here we go, save, and the same logic for find contact. On the left side, we have a branch for the opportunity that was found. on the right side for the opportunity that was not found. If it's a new contact, of course, it's going to be a new opportunity. But I'm going to use the go-to send everyone here. So I'm going to be working with existing contacts that might have an opportunity already in the system and a new contact that might not have any information. So I need to make it work for both scenarios. So for opportunity not found, I'm going to create an opportunity. I don't need to put the name anymore. They do that for me. I need to add the stage. Okay, so now that we have the structure, remember that we have set up 4 event types for our webhook. So if a contact is created, if a contact books a request, if a wellness image is generated, if an after image is generated, all the 4 events are going to trigger this automation. So after creating the content, I need to know what type of event we just saw here. We need to know what type of event we have received. So I'm going to use the if condition in event type, and we have now for contact, new lead, and then here on inbound webhook, event type is going to be, we need to go back here because we need to click on contact form, new patient contact. This is what's going to look like. We go back here, new patient contact, no quotes. I'm gonna duplicate booking request, and I go back here, go to consult requested, booking request. Okay, no quotes. Duplicate. Now this is wellness image generated. We go back here, wellness image. Let's get this right here, wellness image generated, and we have the after image generated. Let me just make sure that's the name, after image generated. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're talking. So we have one branch for each one of the events. I'm already gonna build this in a way that starts to make sense for you guys. Okay, go to. All right. So every time an event, one of the 4 events happens, this automation is going to trigger. You're gonna find the contact by email. If we can't find, you're gonna find the contact by phone. If we can find the contact by email or by phone, it's gonna go to the event type, because if we cannot find the contact, we create the contact. And here, we're gonna determine what's gonna happen based on the event type. So we have for new lead, we're gonna do find opportunity. I'm gonna put the pipeline, which is our new lead pipeline. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna do this for every single one of them. There we go. And for all of them, we have a branch for the opportunity that is found and the opportunity that was not found. For the opportunity that's not found, we're going to create opportunity. Create opportunity, new lead pipeline. We don't need to put the name anymore. We can just put the stage. Since this is new lead stage. The value we're going to do based on the webhook. So you're going to do dynamic, click on this tag right here, click on inbound webhook, data, budget right here. And remember, if the budget is 0, it's gonna come as 0. If the budget is empty, it's gonna come as empty as well. So you need to have some sort of information there in order for this to populate correctly in your opportunity. And we can do the source here as well, because we're gonna have the contact source. So this is enough for here. Create contact. We have the source, we have the name, the stage, the value. All right. In here, we're going to update opportunity. And here on the left side, we're not going to do anything. This is a new lead, right? And if for some reason they fill out a form on the app, I don't want them to go back all the way there. I don't want them to go back all the way there. So I'll rather probably add a tag, add an internal notification. That's probably, so adding a tag or an internal notification sounds better here. Or so for here, adding an internal notification for an employee would be a better option than putting the card all the way back to the new lead stage. So now we have booking requests. For booking requests, we do have a stage on the pipeline. So for the opportunity found, we are going to update the opportunity. Update opportunity. It's going to be the new lead pipeline. The stage is going to be booked. The value, we're going to put dynamic. It's going to be, data, budget right there. So we have the the stage. So we have the pipeline, the stage, the value. All right, it's good enough. Booked lead. And here we're going to create opportunities. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to create this opportunity on the booked stage already. There we go. All right. And the same logic we're going to do with the other ones here. So I'm going to click on copy. I'm going to paste it here. I'm just going to change this to engaged lead, and this as well, engaged. And for this, I'm going to create opportunity on engaged page. Engaged. There we go. So we have an integration ready, and I'm gonna put a name, integration with RepeatMD events. I'm gonna publish, and now we're going to run a test again. So we're going to RepeatMD right here. We're going to send a test, and we're gonna see what happens. So we're gonna open the automation. We're gonna go to execution logs, and we see it right here. We have the test patient, you see, and I think they use the same contact on every single one of them. Let's see, test patient. So, all right, so we do have one for each. It's different information. So let's go to contacts here. Let's see the list of contacts that we have here. So only one contact was created. And when we go to opportunities, we can see that we have one for each. All right, so it worked. So we have one here on test patient, two here on engaged, one here on booked. And the source, RepeatMD, the value is here as well, the budget, you see. What I would like to check is, it says 320,000. So let's see if 320,000. Okay, I'm not gonna argue against this. It's actually 320,000. So it did work. We could see that for every webhook, we got the 4 executions here. He created an opportunity for each one of them, and now this is ready to roll. So this is how you use webhooks to integrate RepeatMD with HighLevel. If you'd like to see other integrations, please leave in the comments, and don't forget to share this with your friends, because I know some of you will need this integration at some point. Guys, that's it. See you in the next one.